Hi, welcome to my drama channel where I talk about drama. I'm only reacting, so it's all in my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. Anyways, please like this video. I will also pause a lot when I need to, and I'll talk when I need to. Anyways, let's watch the video. Break. I can't speak. Make sure it's full volume.
There's been so much crazy stuff happening in the VTuber space lately. All the Cinder stuff, the raccoon stuff, Kirsha leaflet stuff that just happened, and now also, recently, VTuber Scoo-chan, hopefully I said that right. But yeah, Scoo-chan got some crazy hate from a Twitter freak type, getting like 2,500 likes on a tweet that was getting all mad at her because she had the audacity to disagree with feminist extremists trying to incite violence against people and like advocating for violence against people. Similarly, Kitsu has had a lot of harassment sent her way because she's also standing up for men, and in particular, her situation, looking at it, she had like this crazy stalker for a number of weeks. So she's been dealing with like all kinds of crazy stuff for a while. That's culminated over the last 24 hours or so with these extremists also doxing her. So yeah, we'll get all
Whoopsie doopsie. I meant to say, I can't speak English. I don't know what's wrong with me. What I'm about to say is being a content creator is crazy. You get to deal with stalkers, and it's so dangerous.
Over the last 24 hours or so with these extremists also doxing her. So yeah, we'll get all the context to that stuff. That's just like the prelude, the intro. Now on to the madness. I saw this tweet going around yesterday. You can see it's got 2,500 likes.
Woo!
But first let's get the context to what they're responding to, that being this tweet from May 12th from Scoo-chan, who says, "The amount of people in the comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money." That responding to this clip that was getting a ton of traction on Twitter. You can see here, 146,000 likes, 44.2 million views. And we'll take a brief scroll through this clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing because you know how YouTube DMCA can be. And then I'll show you the synopsis for this anime. So it's from this anime, Josie Tutora. Synopsis being, equipped with his passion for diving and admiration for marine biology, university student Sunio Suzukawa tries his best to juggle several part-time jobs to earn enough money to study abroad. But one night, in a fateful accident, he meets a girl in a wheelchair, driving his current path into a detour. The girl Kumiko, who prefers to be called Josie, initially comes off as rude. Sunio, however, is then convinced by Josie's grandmother to take on the paid job to be Josie's caretaker. Despite being annoyed with her bossy demeanor, Sunio sees the opportunity to save more funds to support his academic dream. Nevertheless, after putting up Josie's behavior for some time, Sunio tries to quit, only to discover Josie's dreams of traversing the outside world to experience a life free from her crippling condition. Changing his mind, Sunio decides to accompany Josie in exploring the wonders that the world has to offer. Through their time together, the two begin to realize that the traits that bind them may be vital toward fulfilling their respective aspirations. So yeah, once again, then this clip gets posted to Twitter. Scoo-chan responds, saying, "The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money." And yeah, in the responses to that clip, there were all kinds of toxic responses like this one saying, "Weird, since most men abandon their disabled and chronically ill spouses." That getting a community note that says, "This claim most likely refers to a widely cited 2015 study suggesting that men are more likely to leave their disabled or chronically ill spouses. This was retracted due to a coding error that invalidated its conclusions." Other weird people taking a different approach, for example, this comment that says, "That's a little girl. This is weird." Community note saying she's 24. Or this one.
That's the response. That's an average response to everything. She's a little girl.
For example, that says, "You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority."
Oh my
You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. Huh? No, most men do not abuse disabled people. OP's like, "Did you even try to think before telling that lie? We know this is demonstrably false because we know most disabled people are abused, so at least half of those doing that are men. That's just from common sense. It gets exponentially worse looking at the actual data. The actual data you mentioned showed that less than 25% of men left their disabled partners, which, if you didn't know, is way less than 75%. That person then going on
Oh
to
my
hit
gosh.
us with wall of text, activate
No
my
one's
trap
gonna
card,
read it. I
not
ain't
mere
gonna read
force,
it.
wall of text, and people responding to this saying things like, this doesn't really debunk what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. This is in absolutely no way an indication that the majority of men abuse people with disabilities, you frickin' numpty. Claims evidence, cites a survey. Surveys are not evidence. In fact, their use in research papers discredit research institutions as a whole. We're not going to go read that whole thing. I'm just giving you some examples of like the toxic comments, right? So let's get back to the main point. That being Scoot Chan pointing out the toxic responses and how people are so bizarre to get angry over this minute and a half almost anime clip, where we then get this person suffering from complete political brain rot responding to Scoot Chan, getting 2,500 likes on this response that reads, another VTuber grifting to the right, using culture war as the focal point of their
Where
politics.
is the culture war?
And posting 2 screenshots, one of a video Scoot Chan made that says, Scoot is shocked at how violent feminists are on the internet, and the second one saying, Scoot is fed up with women punching down on men. Let's go back to the first one here. You can see the thumbnail. Why are they like this? And showing a tweet where someone said, I would love to grab her by the hair, and redacted her face against the fridge in response to a woman posting a picture of herself, presumably, with the hashtag tradwife and feminine. And the second one showing this comparison between like women's romance and men's romance. And so a lot of people called this person out for their brain rot take. Here's my response saying, so this VTuber Scoot Chan made some takes that disagreed with unhinged feminists inciting violence against innocent people, and your response was to get upset at Scoot Chan, bring up politics, the culture war, and call her a grifter? What? Going back to that person's take, we can see other responses such as Akuma Miko saying, fellas, is it political to be a man?
No.
Nani, the Ghost Cat VTuber, saying, caring about and respecting men does not make you a bad person. You're welcome. Shuon had even leaving a response that says,
how is men
didn't know who this was, but checked out their channel because of this tweet. They're super cute and funny. Thanks. Got Smug Elena laughing and saying, let's go, and Scoot Chan also saying, I love you so much. Check out this exchange where Rosie Belmont responds, and the OP also responds to Rosie. So Rosie says, this person doesn't even talk about politics. I'm so confused genuinely. Why are we attacking her? The OP Lycion saying, these are obvious political topics. I got these screenshots from her official YouTube channel. They literally mentions feminists and punching down in the title. Those aren't just speaking well about men. Rosie says, I guess I don't understand because I've seen many titles of people ranging from feminism to vegan, etc., who are just very loud on Twitter. Usually they don't represent the normal majority for whatever group and use it as a shield. And it's good to call out when people like this are being crazy online. And I don't really get the meme comp thumb being an issue. Also, is she even from the US? I just feel like 2 thumbnails meaning this conclusion feels in bad faith. This complete wacko then responds to Rosie and says, the issue is that this women punching down on men have it so bad thing is a fabricated incel narrative. It's a subset of sexless women-hating a-holes making up an issue to distract from women's problems, or outright saying they're deserved, and she just wants the money. What the frick, dude? Rosie's like, okay, but the post doesn't say that. What you're saying isn't even the post we're talking about. Is this your own lore added with no context? It's exhausting. The irony of this person talking about fabricated incel narratives as they literally do the thing that they're getting mad at and accusing other people of doing. Yeah. Zero self-awareness. Unfortunately, a common thing to see on the internet.
Exactly. They won't, actually for pausing, they won't watch that video. I'm gonna tell you, they did not watch the video. They saw the thumbnail and said, oh, cancel her. They didn't even try to watch it. Even though they do try to watch it, they're gonna clip it out of context.
News is it seems to come from a minority of toxic, weird people. And they are getting more and more pushback from everyone else these days. And all of that takes us over to Kitsu's response, quote tweeting Lycion and saying, as this is something that was done to me, screw you. Screw you, screw the woke, screw the extremist left BS. Women supporting men exist. You are only bitter because no man wants you. Look how base this is. Person says, you are about to get jumped so hard. Kitsu's just like, I don't care anymore.
That's so base.
Oh my gosh, look at this pathetic response though. Kitsu seems nice, but like, this stuff she says just platforms a lot of genuinely harmful rhetoric. Yeah, the people harassing like others for disagreeing with people who incite violence. I think that's like the harmful stuff.
Yeah, it is.
But no, get mad at the people for calling that out. Come on, dude. That's where things got a lot worse, though, as it takes us to this tweet where Kitsu says, "Well, cat's out of the bag. A lot of you have seen it by now. I've been doxxed. Authorities have already been informed. And you know why I've been doxxed? Because I dared say I support men. If you see it, kindly report the post. Thank you." Okay, I legit had some people come at me and be like, "How could you get doxxed when you posted your face yourself?" There's more than just faces in regards of personal information, like, and yeah, she's completely right about that.
Yep.
The good news is they can't stop her. She's just too based. She's in good spirits. She's handling this pretty well. She's been streaming for like hours today. I checked briefly on her stream and it seems like she's like chilling, having a good time. So
that's good for her. She's continuing streaming. I know there's people like Camellia, a couple of others, like they had to go in hiding and or just move from a different country, because that's how crazy people are. If you try to describe them or anything, they're freaking crazy. They don't get it. Someday, no, literally, if I could ever get doxxed, I'm gonna have a gun. It's for my safety. Like, people should have guns. It's literally it's literally your right there. It's your Second Amendment, right to bear arms. So you have the right to protect your properties. I ain't taking chances. Good for her, but doxing is bad. You should never dox.
So these Twitter freaks basically accomplished nothing and only made themselves and all their rhetoric look even worse.
Yep.
Then on top of that, though, she's been dealing with this freaking stalker, like a literal stalker, since April. Saying here, you know what, since this guy is harassing me over supporting men, I will say it again. Men deserve love. Simple. And we can see this person who's like obsessed with her and been stalking her has made a ton of different accounts that she keeps blocking him on. So she's had harassment, she's had stalkers, people obsessed with her, trying to ruin her life, dox her, etc., all because, once again, she's like making some of the most reasonable takes you possibly can, such as men deserve love. That's it.
That's so
For
based.
another example, I think this tweet she made back on March 15th was one of the ones that initially got all these weirdos going after her to begin with, where she said, "Men deserve to be loved and treated right." And this got her responses like, "Oh, shut up. No, they don't. Interaction based. Nobody cares. Men deserve nothing. Blocked. This is VTuber speak for. I need more donations." Of course it's a frickin' VTuber saying this. All you do is pander to gooner incel dudes who probably have a parasocial relationship with you. Men are not oppressed.
Say the one who has a freaking anime profile and probably has a he, him, or she as the pronouns. How, like, bro, how ridiculous. People are hating, "Oh, I'm gonna block you," or "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." It's like, who freaking cares? I don't know you. For me, I'll straight up block them myself before they block me. You don't want people in your community like that. They're gonna hate on her when they even have a profile of a girl, bro. That's an anime girl. I cannot take you seriously with that profile, bro. You're ridiculous, bro.
Bro, look at this one at the very top. I'm not even gonna repeat that one. If you're
Oh
not watching
my
this video, though,
gosh!
it's basically a take calling for men to all be publicly life-ended. It's a freaking crazy thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
Right below that, whole society, religion, and state is made to coddle them. What more do you want? And just to clarify, when I say not watching, I mean like if you're looking away or you're audio only right now, you know, that's what I mean. One more example of these sort of people getting really upset at Kitsu, and there are many, many examples. I'm just not going through all of them in this video, of course, but we'll take a look at this one where she said, "I hate feminism," and this person's like, "Girl, you need to shut the F up." So mad. Kitsu responds saying, "I already stated this, but modern feminism is toxic and not needed anymore in the West. The first wave of feminism was amazing. But if you can't realize that modern feminism is toxic, then you're part of the problem."
True.
This other person says, "If this is your way of gaining fans, it's very pathetic and embarrassing." Pathetic and embarrassing, huh? That actually describes people going after Kitsu pretty dang well.
Yep.
And so, little bonus here at the end. I actually just got sent some DMs from Kitsu, DMs that she's getting from complete psychopaths. Like,
oh no.
I don't even know how to put into words how freaking crazy these people are. Look at this stuff, man. She got a DM that says, "You are not safe," with like random emojis.
My gosh.
What the frick? They're probably not random. This person probably put some thought into it. Just thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use these. But like, dude, what's wrong with you?
You know why they're acting like that? Because they think they're safe online. Once they're outside the line, they're a bunch of weaklings. I'm gonna freaking say it because they can't freaking cancel me. I always say out loud, they're trying to be strong when they're not. The reason they are strong because of this freaking website, because they can't not get hurt. Once they're outside, they get hurt. And probably cry to their mom.
It gets worse. She gets this DM that talks about, like, I don't want to repeat this, dude. It's so bad. Like,
yeah,
talks about laughing if the cops ended up, like, breaking into her house because the docs, like, swatting her and freaking, you know, doing that stuff to her. You're freaking psycho.
Yeah, that is psycho.
I'm certain nobody would miss you. And then look at this. This is...
I would miss her. I would definitely miss her. What is this? Oh my freaking gosh. Here's what you do when your information got doxxed. First, move out. First, tell the internet to get alive.
A bunch of DMs that she's getting from who seems to be that like stalker of hers. This is just so crazy.
It
is. This person
is.
says, I just want to let you know a few things. Let's just say that I can't promise that myself and others won't get hurt if things get out of hand.
Okay.
What?
What?
Oh my gosh. Misandry is the culture of the world. You all deserve to suffer. I live only for my beloved, but the world will always bring out my despair. Bro thinks he's the main character.
Yeah.
My beloved was the only one who protected me over a year ago. Keep your fake sympathy to yourself, because humanity is too screwed up to have any left. You don't know how much I've... Whoa.
Whoa.
Talks about how much they want to take the lives of other people is what they said there. So much, and I only resisted for my beloved. Hidden media. Oh, wait, what? Okay. It's not hidden anymore. Wait. I was expecting something a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
They say, here's what an example of someone who can actually have sympathy, kind, sweet, wholesome, and reserved. The type of wholesome person who gives head pats and snuggles to their loved ones.
Oh my
They
gosh.
have sympathy. You don't. You think all of your fans are tards. You escalate drama constantly, and it's why you got doxxed. Why should I believe someone like you has sympathy when you don't care about your own community? You say they're tards, and you even did today. VTubers like yourself still feel sad that your harassment campaign over AI art failed, and you're not passive enough to actually have sympathy? That's why I did this. Misandry is the culture of the world, and the only people who can truly back against it, they do it in silence because they're too passive to become as immoral as you and me. You should have been too passive even post. Men deserve sympathy and love. It's some BS grifting. Manipulating your audience. I don't care about the political BS. But you pretending to be like my beloved disgusts me.
Oh my god.
Wow, yeah, I feel gross after reading that.
Yeah,
I feel like I just read
I am
someone's
too.
like really bad fan fiction. And
Yeah, it
I
is.
think that's a good place to leave it for today.
If someone does that, freaking report them at this point. They don't need to be on the internet. And someone in a game, because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, that's a good point to get a freaking gun. That's a very, very good point to get a gun at this point. If you live in the US, right to bear arms, Second Amendment, get a freaking gun, a legal gun, and you need a gun license, and get that gun. Defend your home, because it's your freaking home. If they come around, yeah, they're gonna get messed up. I know I'm gonna probably get much hate for it, but men deserve love, and that's very true. Every gender, men and women deserve love, but what deserves more love is men. Everyone is hating on me for freaking no reason. If I say people will probably dox me, so I'm trying to play safer now. I don't want to get doxxed right now. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you all later.